Okay, guys, what's up? It's fucking fight night. I know I don't do every single fight night, but it is Dricus versus Usman tomorrow. Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. Of course, I'm hyped about this fight night, so let's go over it. We're gonna start from the least important matches here. We're gonna start with of course, I had to say least important, then mention this guy's name. Damian Anderson versus Ezra Elliott. Okay, guys. Damian Anderson, of course, of Danaher, Death Squad fame. He's kind of with the whole Jersey group, you know. I believe he went to Henzo's back in the day, trained with Gordon, the guys, Nicky Rod, all those guys, Henzo, etc. Transitioned into Danaher Death Squad. He trained with those guys when like Craig and fucking the whole coalition came together of all the best guys at that time. Most of the best guys at that time. And of course, the separation. He joined B Team, and then B Team had its own schism, and now, you know, B Team still exists under Craig Jones, even though it hasn't been erected yet. It's going to be erected in Mexico sometime soon. But now Damian hails from Simple Man Martial Arts in Texas. So I know Damian's had some hard times getting some opponents because nobody wants to fight this guy like when they've already fully gone pro because of his background, right? Like he's touched so many guys, he has so many connections. It's just why would you put your guy that's up and coming against Damian, right? In this featherweight fucking matchup. I believe he's 5-0 right now. It seems like he's done enough to get in that UFC picture. It seems like maybe he was a late call-in for this one. It seems like Ezra Elliott was supposed to face somebody else. They couldn't make it. Super unfortunate for that guy, whoever that guy is, if that was the case. And Damian is now in, and he's going to be fighting on the prelims. The prelims of fucking tomorrow's card. I've watched like I think almost all of Damian's fights up to this point. Damian's good at his footwork. He's good at closing the distance. His striking is still a little bit like linear. I would say that's his biggest drawback. Um, Not that it's bad. It's just that it's safe and not super dynamic. So we'll see how he does against opponents that are much more gifted and much more like they express themselves in their martial arts much more in the striking. Damian, of course, is coming from a grappling background. He's a hardcore grappler. He's only recently really started to get a spec in striking. I expect Damian to look to his opponent is much taller than him. I believe he's going to look to strike into a takedown and start to steal off on his opponent on the ground. Ezra Elliott, I believe he's like 10-0. I watched a few of his fights, his pro fights, and man, some of his opponents should not have been in the octagon. Some of his opponents looked like it should have been an amateur fight for them, or it looked like something they were just doing as a bucket list thing. Ezra, of course, is going to have the reach difference. I wasn't able to discern. I didn't really look into his background too much, whether he came from a striking or a grappling background. But it looks to me like he's just very MMA core. Nothing too particularly sticks out. He'll strike, he'll grapple, cage wrestle, etc. Doesn't really do clinch, very modern, right? I don't know if he'll want to grapple against Damian. He'll probably want to stay striking, and then in that point, if Damian can't get him down and keep him down, then I guess we're going to see who's got the better striking in the decision, right? If it does end up being super even, I could see it becoming a striking battle. I could also see Damian, just his specialization in grappling, causing him to be able to fucking just strike to take down. Even if Ezra gets up and counter wrestles, you know, it's going to get him more tired. Damian's smart, so he's going to bang on him as he comes up. He's not just going to try and grapple him the whole time and just stick with his grappling mentality. I think he's one of these grapplers that's a grappling specialist who actually has the right mindset about adapting their grappling for mixed martial arts. I'm going to go with Damian here. I think Damian hits harder. I think he's more skilled. The only problems Ezra can give him is reach and gas tank. And to be honest, to drain Damian's gas tank, you're going to have to put pressure on him. can Ezra put pressure on him? Ezra likes to jab into the shot. Even if that's a perfect jab and you go into a shot, Damian's so much shorter than you, like he's going to be in his power stance immediately, and so it's going to become a scramble basically. I'm going with Damian Anderson in this one. Can Damian put him out? I think Damian can grapple him to the ground and take him out in the second round. I would not be surprised if this goes to a decision, but I'm actually going to count on Damian's grappling being the difference here. The reason why I didn't say round one is because I think Damian's going to be very smart here, and he's going to want to see where Ezra's lacking before he really capitalizes. Okay, guys, on to the next one. We got Chase Hooper here versus Mitch Ramirez. Lightweight bout, guys. Obviously, I want Chase Hooper to win. Let me say that before anything. You know, funny kid, All-American, looks great, young baby face. Talks about gooning all the time, young blood shit. Chase Hooper is another guy that's core MMA. I believe he does have a wrestling background, but one thing I've seen from him is that maybe in the state he was really good at, you know, wrestling, holding people down, etc. But in his MMA fights so far, I've seen a big strength difference between him and his opponents. And I think that's going to matter a lot here, because I was watching Mitch Ramirez's fucking highlights, and that guy looks like he hits pretty hard. He looks like he's bigger than Chase. Like, he looks like he might be the same height, but he might be taller. He definitely looks thicker, like, even looks denser. This is going to be hard. And Mitch, his striking, like, he's a little bit more dynamic. He's not afraid to open himself up here. And against somebody who, Chase Hooper, who I perceive is lacking power in his division, I think that Chase is in for a hard fucking fight tonight, and I hope he can do something. But Mitch Ramirez, I don't see him do much grappling, but I've seen him do some counter grappling. He's strong and he knows to counter grapple. That's already going to be a fucking issue. But the striking diff, oh man. Chase Hooper usually has got some length to him. He knows how to throw combos, get in and out, and look for what he wants. But Mitch does the same thing, and I've seen him get dirty and steal off on a guy. It's one thing to know how to strike in the orthodox and be safe and know where you can hit, where you can get hit, your strong points, your weak points. Mitch is a guy where he will do that. He'll be orthodox and try and find his range, but if he gets in and he gets in good, or he just feels himself, he'll double down, he'll try to steal the turn. He will advance off of his combo. He'll strike, throw his combo, and instead of going out, he'll just grab the back of the guy's head and start fucking jamming uppercuts and shit. Like, that's that dirtiness on top of like the physical difference that I see that makes me think that Mitch Ramirez actually is likely to put Chase Hooper down. If not the first round, then the second round. If this goes to decision, shout out to Chase Hooper. If Chase Hooper fucking knocks Mitch Ramirez out, Goon Camp is back on. Goon Camp has proven itself. So we're going with Mitch Ramirez there. Good luck, Chasey Poo. Jared Cannonier versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Jared Cannonier, of course, a veteran of the middleweight division. His opponent, Christian Leroy Duncan, actually does have some pretty good like striking highlights from what I've seen. He definitely gets dynamic. One thing that I'll say about him is he looks a little hesitant from time to time. I can see he kind of lightens up. Like, I can tell he's a chill guy. He's probably like a demon in the training room, but I've seen him lighten up a bit. I think he's going to be faster on his feet than Jared, at least while he has cardio left. This one is either going to go to a decision, in which it's going to be I don't know, I would probably go, what I'm thinking is going to be it's a decision for Cannonier, because I think one thing that Cannonier has is that power, and that power is fucking real, man. That power, even though he's going to be outreached and everything by Mr. Christian, he is gonna come back with that power. And at the end of the day, like, how many people does Jared Cannonier need to take to a decision, right? Like, our current middleweight champion, Sean Strickland. I mean, go look at the Sean Strickland versus Jared Cannonier match, man. Like, he was outranged by Strickland. Strickland doesn't have the best movement, but you know he has good movement for his style, and Jared stuck in there every single round, got good, like, bro, they were striking even the whole time. Sean Strickland landed like 200 fucking strikes, and he was the one who walked out with a fucking bloody nose looking like shit. So for this one, I'm going to go with Jared Cannonier for a decision here, guys. Main event time. Guys, we're not going to do the whole card. It's a fight night. I just want to do the fights that I care about with the people that I think that are interesting. Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. Guys, Dricus, the King of Africa, is back, and I'm sure that after his beating from the Chechenian, Usman wants to give him a spiritual African beating from his American self. Guys, I'm putting Kamaru Usman to win. I know why Dricus wanted this shot, because he wants to face another wrestler. He wants to see if he's adapted his camp properly. Dricus, of course, is goofy as fuck. He can basically win with anything in the book. He can even win with like illegal tactics. He can straight up win by just trying to lose. So he's a hard opponent to prepare for. You're gonna have to just go in there and slug it out. But I think that Kamaru, he's got the physicality edge. He's got the fucking win record edge. He is a fucking demon, and he's one of my favorite guys in the last few years. I think that he's going to totally game plan Dricus. We're really, this is to see if Dricus has gotten his goddamn counter wrestling on point. Because if he doesn't have his counter wrestling on point, Kamaru Usman is going to take a decision off of him. And if he fucks up really bad, Kamaru is going to stop him with something. Probably not a submission, right? Dricus does have the potential to run punch and just do something awkward, just clip Kamaru's chin. Like his weird like vectors of punches and his choice combos and his walk punch, like that's really like Dricus needs to lean into his goofiness here, because that's how he's gonna fucking put Usman away, is with his goofiness, 100% with his striking. If he comes out here and submits Usman, I'm gonna be like fucking King of Africa out here. I'm gonna be doing the fucking dance. I'm gonna put on a fucking African print shirt. Bro, listen. Usman's going to come in here. He's going to be measuring the distance. Of course, he height mogs Dricus. But Dricus is a wide boy, and if he sits down on something, it's going to hurt. I don't think he's ever going to get top position when grappling, if he does for very long. But say if he did, if he really worked on his grappling, he's going to be a big log on top of Usman. I think Usman's counter wrestling is so fucking good, though. He's not going to have to worry about the weight on it. Guys, I have Kamaru Usman winning a decision in this one. But I'm hoping that he stops Dricus. But I do love me some Dricus. So regardless, I'm going to be watching this one, biting my nails with bated breath. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. So lock in your bets, guys. Ezra Elliott is going to lose. So if the betting apps are saying that, of course, guys, bet on your own fucking, on your own dime, on your own lotion, on your own fucking conscience. But Ezra's definitely going to fucking lose tomorrow. So, I mean, never say never, but Ezra's going to lose. You should, if the odds are saying you're going to make some money off Damien, you should definitely put some money on Damien. Shout out Damien. Shout out Usman. Shout out everybody who's about to fucking put on a show tomorrow night. I will be at a bar sipping brew and watching the fights, maybe eating some hot wings, guys. You already know what it is. I don't endorse sports betting, but if you sports bet, use your desired platform. None sponsor me, so I will not shout out a single one in this video, but if they did sponsor me, you know this is where the sponsored segment would come in. Guys, enjoy the UFC. Like, I think the next two, like, isn't like Ankalaev versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. is going to be like the next fight night. Like the next fight nights are actually going to be interesting. So we've got an interesting pace here coming up. So enjoy this card. We just came off the back of a very disappointing main event at the Conor card, but the rest of that card was very good. It was very entertaining. This card, we're going to have lots of fucking guys, just like journeymen going through it, people making names for themselves, debuts, and some returning goats. Usman. I said goats. Only Usman can get the GOAT title right now. DDP cannot get the GOAT title just because he hired Sean Strickland, you know, in his South African mercenary ways. Enjoy this shit, man. The next card's coming up soon. don't buy the new game. The new game looks like shit. I know you guys have seen that flow state shit. That shit looks like fucking garbage. I went to a fucking bar the other day in Toronto. I'll shout it out. It's called Free Play on College Street, and they got like their whole thing is they got like video games. First floor is like fucking ping pong, like more analog shit. Upstairs they literally got like fucking diner booths and fuck all types of video game shits and cabinets. Bro, they have a TV that's got like modded UFC 2010 on it, and they have all the modern roster on it. And I was playing that, and I was like, this is literally all you need. And then earlier in that day, I saw like the ad for the new UFC game, and I was just like, wow, this shit is fucking buns. But anyways, guys, let me not take your time. Enjoy the fights, guys. Fight yourself. Join your local gym. If you just want to do jits, do jits. If you just want to do wrestling, do wrestling. Warning, if you're over 35, wrestling is gonna fucking hurt you at some point. And if you're a top tier specimen, you're just getting into it, you're gonna get like okay, you may be good, but you'll get some wear injury eventually. If you're geriatric, go put on the fucking gi. If you just want to fucking do something that's like Pilates, go shadow box, go to local fucking kickboxing school, all around fitness. If you want to learn how to do some fucking patty pimlet retarded shit, go to a taekwondo school. Have a good day, guys. Bless up. Peace.